Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So today we will chant the first 13 verses. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Samprapte Sannihite Kale, Nahi Nahi Rakshati Dukrim Karane. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Mudhajahi dhanagam Trishnam Kuru Satbuddhim Manasi Vitrishnam Yallabhase Nija Karmo Patam Vittam Tena Vinodaya Chittam. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Naristan Bharanabhi Desham Drishtva Maga Mohavesham Etanam Savasadi Vikaram Manasi Vichintaya Varam Varam. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Nalini Dalagata Jalamati Taralam Tatvajivitam Atishaya Chapalam Vidhi Vyatyabhimanagrastam Lokam Shokahatam Chasamastam. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Yavat Vitto Parjana Saktah Tavat Nija Parivaro Rakta Paschat Jivati Jara Jara Dehe Vartam Kopina Chatige. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Yavat Pavano Nivasati Dehe Tavat Pruchati Kushalam Gehe, Gatavati Vayo Deha Pae, Bharya Vipyati Tasmin Kai. Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Mudhamate, Balastavat Krida युक्तः तरुणस्तावत् तरुणी सक्त वृद्धस्तावत् चिन्तासक्त परमे ब्रह्मणि कोऽपि न सक्त भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते काते कान्ता कस्ते पुत्रः संसारो यमतीव विचित्र कस्य त्वं ककुत आयात तत्त्वं चिन्तय तदिह भ्रात भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते सत्सङ्गत्वे निस्सङ्गत्वं निस्सङ्गत्वे निर्मोहत्वं निर्मोहत्वे निश्चलतत्वं निश्चलतत्वे जीवनमुक्ति भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते वयसि गते कामविकार शुष्के नीरे काकसार क्षीणे वित्ते का परिवारो ज्ञाते तत्त्वे कः संसार भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते मा कुरु धन जन यौवन गर्वं हरति निमेषात् काल सर्वं माया मयमिदम् अखिलं बुद्ध्वा ब्रह्मपदं त्वं प्रविश विदित्वा भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते दिन्यामिन्यौ सायं प्रातः शिशिरवसन्तौ पुनरायात काल क्रीडति गच्छति आयु तदपि न मुञ्चति आशावायु भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते काते कान्ता धनगत चिन्ता वातुल किं तव नास्ति नियन्ता त्रिजगति सज्जन गतिरेका भवति भवार्णवतरणे नौका भज गोविन्दं भज गोविन्दं गोविन्दं भज मूढमते. So last week while we were doing verse 13, we also got cut off. Now this verse 13 talks about, who is your wife and why are you worried about wealth? So why are you so distracted? Oh, distracted one, why is there no ordainer who takes care of you is what is implied. In the three worlds, association with the good alone becomes the boat that will take us across the sea of change, and hence we should seek the eternal. So here, wife and wealth, those who depend on us and those on whom we are dependent. This is what is implied by wife and wealth. And these are the cause of constant worry in our lives. And why do we worry about these? Because we want to be doing something, we want to secure ourselves, take care of ourselves. But what he's referring to is we lack faith, that we are provided for from the very beginning, if we observe that what we need for our survival and well-being as well, but well-being we want to define, is always provided for us. There is something, that higher power, that supreme power makes sure what is required for us is already provided. In Gujarati, we have a saying, Kidi ne karn ane hathi ne man. A little speck for the ant and a huge amount for the elephant. There is a provider. If there is a provider, but now faith also should not become a thing that takes us away from action. We have to do what we have to do where we are. So then what is the place of faith? What faith does, it takes away worry. When it takes away worry, what we have to do, we do well, we perform without worry, the actions become perfect. We are not distracted either by anxieties or worry. We are able to perform. So faith in whom? We begin with faith in scriptures, faith in Guru, and most importantly, faith in ourselves. Now, how can we be sure that we will be provided for? The best analogy that one can think of is that when we go on official trips on company business, we have to do the work that we have gone for, but all our needs for that trip is taken care of by the company. They provide everything, the airfare is provided, the meals are provided, the place of stay, the hotel expenses, everything is provided for us by the company. All we have to go there and do the work of the company and come back. It is exactly the same idea. We are here to do the Lord's work. What work has been allocated also, the situations develop for us. Now, all other beings in this creation, they do not have free will. They do not have the ability to choose what to do or not do. They are just there to do their function. Humans are given this great gift, which is free will. With free will, a human can evolve to become a divine being or evolve to become stone-like. That the choice is ours, how we use our free will. And everything for our evolution is provided. How are we choosing? And are we choosing from faith? Do we know that we are being provided for? So action, the reason I'm giving this example is work. We have to work intelligently. Only when we work intelligently, we will choose correctly. And when we choose correctly, evolution will come and we will observe how things happen to lead for us. Challenges come, but challenges and blessings come hand in hand. And we are given that ability, we are given the way to perform and act correctly where we were. So, Meera was saying, if I could complete what I was saying happened with me. And this is something that happened with me, but if all of us observe, we will all find that things like that happen in our lives. So I was talking about the time I was transferred from here to Toronto. I had no choice. If I wanted to keep my job, I had to move to Toronto. That winter, I was told that I would have to move in May. As usual, in the month of November, I took mommy to India, came back thinking that I will go back in March, April, and bring her back. I never used to allow mommy to travel alone because of her health limitations. Yes, and then when I'm getting a little mixed up here with the time, it was in May that I went to Toronto and started working. That November, I took Mummy to India, expecting to bring her back. I had already worked for a few months. I was going back and forth from Toronto, and Mummy was here, Vipin was here, my mother-in-law was here, and they were all being, taken care of. In December, when Mummy was still in India, just on Christmas Day, Vipul fell so ill. He had the Guillain-Barré syndrome. When they took him to the hospital, when he tried to walk into the hospital, he just fell down, completely paralyzed. He was on, in the ICU. They were going to put him on the ventilator, but it was just fortunate that he didn't get on the ventilator. Anyway, from Christmas Day till the 9th of April, he was in hospital. And it was just perfect, because in 6 months, Krish was very comfortable with me. Mitali could spend all her day in the hospital. She used to spend the day there. Vipul used to work from hospital. She had made all technological changes for him to work, dictate his messages on dictaphone, and everything was done. He was working from hospital. We had tried to keep life as normal as possible. And Mitali's mother also came. We were looking after Krish. He was comfortable. Everything was going fine. But now it was March. I could not leave Vipul and go. It was time for Mommy to come back. And Vipul was discharged on the 9th of April. So he was the day he was discharged, I said, now I'm going to St. John's. I will pick my passport and head to India and bring Mommy and come. When I landed in St. John's, one of my colleagues came to me and said, Meena, you're coming back to St. John's, aren't you? I said, no, I haven't received any offer yet. She said, people junior to you are returning. How come you are not? So even before I went to go to pick my bags, I went into the manager's office and I said, Gary, how come I'm not given this offer? He said, oh, you should be. Anyway, leave it with me. I said, I can't leave it with you. I'm taking tonight's flight to London and I get only 24 hours to accept the offer and I won't be here. He said, don't worry, you go home and I'll handle this. When I came home, I got a call from Gary. I accepted the offer to return to St. John's, went to Ahmedabad, picked up Mummy, came back. I still had to go to Toronto to work for a week. When we came back, Mummy was at that time only complaining, I'm not walking properly. And so we called Pradeep Bhai. He came home and he said, she's not walking properly because she's not holding her cane properly. And it is because of the carpal tunnel syndrome. So we'll have to do something with her surgery. We'll have to do surgery for the carpal tunnel syndrome. And it is in both the hands. So we had decided to do surgery in both the hands. But before we could go for the surgery, anyway, I came back after a week. Mummy was, here for a week. She could manage without me. I came back and the terms of my coming back were that I was coming back part-time, which meant that I was guaranteed 20 hours. Under that contract, I was guaranteed 20 hours, but I could work up to 40 hours. As soon as I came back, I started working 40 hours because that was what I wanted to build up my pension. And one day when I was at work, Mummy could not get out of the bed. She wanted to use the washroom. Retire. Would you be interested that we do a mutual transfer? I said to her, sure, if I'm going to be guaranteed 40 hours, I'm happy to do it. And I did the shit. When I look back, I thought, this is unbelievable how every single thing fell in place for me to be able to care for mommy. Now, often, of course, we all care for our loved ones. And, I have no doubt about any of us here. But there are many people who feel, why am I put up with in this situation? Why is my family member sick? Why do I have to choose between earning and caring? Those doubts will come, those questions will come. But if we look at all that is coming around, it is even giving us the choice what we should be making. This is if we keep ourselves open, and then we will see how much grace of the divine is in our lives, and it will build the faith in our lives. So, this was just a personal thing that I was sharing with you. So here he is saying, he's telling us, have faith. What is required for you, you will be taken care of. And then with that faith, you act on. Keep on doing your work intelligently. Everything, you have no need to worry, you will work better. And he says, in this world, Tri Jagati, in this world, Sajjana, the company of good people. Satjan, we usually people, but Sat is truth. People who are established in the truth, like-minded people. Keeping that company influences our thinking and gives us the right way to look at things, and that will establish the faith in us. And when that faith comes in us, he said, what will happen? Tri Jagati Satjan Sangati Reka Bhavati Bhavarnava Taraninuka. It becomes the boat that will take us across this ocean of becoming and changing. Or this ocean of becoming and changeless is the ocean of samsara. It is an endless ocean, and we are all caught up in that ocean. And coming out of that ocean is very difficult. So here he is giving us what will be the boat which will take us. Now, Bhava means to become, and Arnav means change. We constantly want to change. How do we want to change? We are uneducated, we want to become educated. We are unemployed, we want to become employed. We are working at, we want to, then in our place of employment, we want to become managers, we want to become executives, we want, then we are single, we want to become married. Then we want to become parents, we want to become grandparents, we want to become, or constantly we want to become something, we want to become wealthy, we want to become comfortable, we want to become social. In every area we want to become, we want to change. We want to become healthier, we want to become prettier. Something, we are not happy with what we have, and we want constant change. We are looking to become something other than what we are at this present. And this keeps us caught in the world. And this is, and also, where do we put our faith? This is the other thing. In all this that we want to become secure. Where do we put our faith? We put our faith in wealth. And we want to be secure permanently. We don't want to become secure just for a short period of time. But wealth is also changing. We are putting our faith in the changing, and we want changeless. How can that happen? Just giving an example. To become secure, we want wealth. And so we invest in stocks. And stocks go up and down. So our security goes up and down. Whatever we want to become, we put our faith in the changing. He says, put your faith in the changeless. That changeless is the divine supreme. Only person who had that courage and spoke out loudly was Mirabai. Mere to Giridhar Gopal dusara na koi. That is where my faith is, Giridhar Gopal. Nowhere else. It doesn't mean that for Mirabai, it was right to give up the palace and go her way. That was for Mirabai. If we have to live wherever we are, live our lives, and yet have that faith that while all this is there, I know that I will be provided for, I will care for, and I will be given the strength also to perform and do what I should do where I am. And it is this faith that will lead me across this ocean of change. The other thing Mirabai said was, Ranaji mein to Govind ke guna gasu. Why? She's putting her faith in the changeless. Why does she say that? Raja ruthe nagari rakhe. Hari ruthya kaha jasu. If the king is annoyed with me, people will take care of me. But if the Lord is displeased with me, where will I go? This is such a beautiful expression. Ranaji mein to Govind ke guna gasu. Or the other she said was, in payo ji maine Rama ratana dhana payo. Sat ki naav kevatiya satguru bhavas tar ayo. So that is the Sat ki naav is what he's talking about here. Sat ki naav kevatiya, and who is the one who is rowing the boat, the boatman, that is my guru. Well directed will lead me across this ocean of change to the changeless. Sat ki naav kevatiya satguru. The six, Nanak Naam Jahaj, that name of Guru Nanak, that will be the boat that will lead me across. So it is not, this faith is not to make us inactive. The faith is not to make us actionless. It is also not, to make us purposeless in life. Matter of fact, it is to direct our vision, not to become inactive and lazy, but to see how every opportunity is coming where we are to do what we should do where we are. And are we choosing that intelligently? That is why we are given free will. And that free will lead us to our evolution. And not using that free will lead us to devolution. So he says, use that. Put your faith. You will be given the opportunities, and you will be provided for, you will be taken care of. Sat ki naav kevatiya satguru. So with this, what Jagat Guru was giving, the first 13 verses complete what Shankaracharya was giving out. Now the next 14 verses will be by his students, and then again concluding 4 verses by Shankaracharya. The next 3 verses, 14, 15, and 16, are beautiful verses that give us a focus on desire management, how we can manage our desire, an entirely a different chain of thoughts about how we engage, looking at life, and they see that what are the ways in which we engage in desires. Some of us escape, some of us remain indulgent in our desires, and some of them forcibly suppress them. None of these ways will lead us to our destination, to our goal. So he's asked, they will give a very beautiful observation. And then after these, he will also give us the technique that will help us to change the direction. I'm just looking at the time. It's almost 10:40. We started at, I'm looking at my time here. So we have about 10 minutes. Is that correct, Purnish?
7 minutes, Meena.
Okay, so let us say our, because it's no point starting a new one. We will say our concluding prayers and then meet. And if anybody has any questions or anything to add, we'll take at that time. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukha bhag bhavet. Okay. Kim Chu 11. Anybody has any questions? Was it clear?
Oh, yeah.
Very clear.
પાછો કેતન એન્ટર થયો હો.
કેતન પાછું એન્ટર થયો, પતી ગયું એટલે. He's only while he's walking. અરે વાહ, કે ખાલી ક્લાસ માટે જ ન રહ્યો.
Beautiful sunset. Actually, આમાં તો તને દેખાશે નહીં, but beautiful. ભદ્રમાસી કેમ છો?
કોને પૂછે છે તું?
ભદ્રમાસી.
Hello. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm fine, absolutely.
Where's Jalpa?
જલ્પા નીચે છે, હું આવ્યો હતો.
કેમ છો Jalpa?
I'm fine, thank you. તમે કેમ છો?
You're all in Mumbai? You're all in Mumbai?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. In Mumbai only. We cannot go out of Mumbai. All borders are sealed.
Hi Sunil.
You?
How are you?
Absolutely.
Oh, good to see you both.
ભદ્રમાસી કેમ છો?
Good.
ભદ્રમાસી કેમ છો? એ નથી, એને સંભળાતું.
Yes, I can hear you. કેમ છો તમે લોકો?
અમે લોકો બધા મજામાં. તમે કેમ છો મેન?
બસ સારું છે.
Good.
કેમ છે ત્યાં અમેરિકામાં બધા?
બધા first class. Everyone is.
Are you going there?
અત્યારે તો નહીં. ક્યાં પરમિશન જ નથી.
Not possible. But how is condition in India now?
Not good.
Increasing. Cases
Yeah.
are increasing.
Pretty fast.
Worst condition.
Yeah. Let's hope for the best.
So there is lockdown, still lockdown?
Yeah, they've imposed just from last week.
No, not
For how long?
So far they are saying 30th April. Now let's see.
Until next week.
Yeah, 30th April. મહિનાના end સુધી.
13th April.
Yeah.
30th April.
30th.
2 weeks. 30th April. 30.
એટલે હવે જોઈએ. Pune is very bad.
Did you say Pune is bad?
Yes, in fact, Naveen Bhai was telling me that Pune is becoming very bad. But he said Maharashtra.
Yeah, entire Maharashtra, but out of that, Pune is the worst hit.
Pune
12,000 cases per day.
And how is your work going there in Pune?
Yeah, it's going on. We have not stopped the work on site.
Work is going on.
We are taking precautions, whatever best we can do.
I see. Ketan, what happened to that land you bought? You remember between Pune and Mumbai?
Yeah,
You had
you
that
and
big land.
you and mummy had come.
Is it still there? You are
Yeah.
building there on
No, I'm not building, but I intend to build it next year.
next year.
Yeah.
Holiday home or resort?
Well,
Yeah.
when you start, you just let us know. Maybe we'll buy some houses there.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful name.
Yes, I know. I know. And then it's
Tamil?
very easy.
Tamil?
Easy. Hmm.
તમે ને મમ્મી બંને આવ્યા હતા.
Yes, I remember. I remember. I went on scooter with you. Yeah, it's very big land. How
Yeah, it's
many
a big
acres? How many
5.
acres?
5 acres.
It's quite big.
Yeah. Baki. So when how is Italy?
Italy is it was locked down last week, but now they are thinking of opening. Let's
You have
see.
less than a minute.
From next week probably it's
Not
in
open, half open,
half open. Let's say yes.
Meena,
not even half.
you guys also had a lockdown, na? Easter went off in the lockdown.
Yes.
But only the city went in lockdown, not the companies.
Okay.
Mm.
Lovely. So now let's things get better as soon as possible.
It's a very controversial topic also because some of the politics they want it open and some of them they want it closed.
No.
So
I think the I buzzer આમાં કઈ સ્કૂલમાં મીટિંગ આવતા એટલે બઝર વાગે કે શું?
ભૂખ લાગે છે.
Time is up.
Time
I'll
is okay. Very good to see you all. Ketan and
Hey.
Sunil.
See you all. Ketan, do
See you.
join next time also. Don't worry.
Bye bye.
Next time definitely we'll be there because next Sunday, Saturday, Sunday is also lockdown.
You see, as Meena
yes,
said,
it is.
the faith provides.
Faith.
So they've locked it down so that Ketan can.
ચલો. Bye.
Okay.
Take care.
Bye,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
See you
Take
all.
care. Have a safe
Bye.
weekend.
Yeah.
Stay,
Yes.
stay safe, stay healthy.
Bye. Bye Tushar. Bye Bhunesh.
Bye, bye.
Bye.